Upbit Hive started moving. So Upbit is liquidating a bunch of Hive. I think in total they had like 140 million Hive or so, and I think they liquidated like 30 million, something like that. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to continue. I was kind of asking him. Obviously, he doesn't really know either. It's Upbit is kind of an unknown entity in the space. Like we don't know what they're thinking or what they're doing or what their users are doing. My understanding is that they're holding that Hive on behalf of their users. So that's obviously user funds, people who own Hive in spot wallets on Upbit. So that's what I assume is happening. The fact that Upbit is moving it to Binance, I guess that tells us that maybe a lot of people, a lot of whales on Upbit are possibly moving their stake around, or maybe Upbit's just doing whatever they want. Regardless of why that's happening, I just use this as another proof point of why I've been standing on this soapbox for like 4 years about why we need to move our trading volume off of centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges and focus on growing the trading volume that happens on DEXs. I've been a very large proponent of doing this, really busting my ass to try to make it possible in any way I could figure out. So you guys obviously know, we tried to do Beehive, and then that didn't really work out that well. So the new thing that we've built, which is what I wanted to build originally, the technology just wasn't ready yet, but now it's all done and ready, is L1 Hive swaps. So now we have L1 Hive swaps using Maya, and Thorchain is going to be connected soon, and then Chainflip will be connected after that, and you'll be able to and you already can decentralized exchange your Hive with other L1s on Maya. And then, like I said, probably in the next like 6 to 12 weeks, I would say pessimistically, you're gonna be able to trade your L1 Hive on Thorchain. It's very, very important to me that you can move this trading volume off these centralized exchanges. And I think this is just again another kind of proof point to my larger thesis about doing that. So Taskmaster just posted some links. So apparently he knows a lot more than we do. So Upbit has to review all their coins by law now. They might end up dropping it completely. And then he dropped a link to cryptonews.com, and it's basically talking about how Upbit and other Korean exchanges may delist hundreds of altcoins, and it looks like Hive is potentially on that list. So I mean, it's like I said, having 100% of your trading volume happen on centralized exchanges is not a good thing. And it's not that Hive is completely unique in this way. Up until semi recently, 100% of Bitcoin trading volume and coins were done on centralized exchanges as well. But protocols like Thorchain have really grown, and now you're seeing millions of dollars in trading volume on a daily basis. Thorchain had their first $10 billion month in terms of trading volume this year. You're starting to see a lot of trading volume move off of CEXs and onto DEXs. And I think that's a really important migration that needs to happen. And this is what I'm trying to do with LeoDex. I mean, I'm a very significant Hive holder in terms of, personal holdings. And obviously I don't like to dox all of that, but it's important to me that Hive succeeds, not just as a blockchain, because I think no matter what, Hive is going to succeed as a blockchain technology, but it's also important to me that it succeeds as a cryptocurrency. I think there's a lot of value in Hive and HBD, and I want to see it succeed. So building LeoDex and building the L1 Hive swaps is really important, and that's why LeoDex exists, and we continue to add to it and make up. And by the way, a big update is coming today, so that's all super important, and I think this Upbit situation is just another notch in the belt of why this needs to happen.
Here's an update, tell you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I actually commented on Task's comment about Upbit, and I'm like, well, maybe that's why a liquidation is happening, because if it's going to get delisted, so to speak, probably don't need to be holding as much Hive.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically what's going to happen is if Upbit's planning to delist all these assets, they're going to basically just start selling them all off. It's not just Hive, it's any altcoin that they have to delist. And I've been saying this for a long time that, when it comes to centralized exchanges, it's really just a matter of time until, they delist you, they lose your assets, they go completely out of business like FTX, or any other number of things that could potentially happen with centralized exchanges. So, that's why I've been such a big proponent of decentralized exchanges. A lot of people have questioned, why I invested so heavily in Thorchain and Rune, over the years and since the beginning of that project. And I mean, like, as the years have gone on, I've been like almost like told you so. Like it's like every couple months I'm like told you so. Like FTX happened, Binance basically closed down outside of KYC. MEXC just put out a notice that they're going KYC. Upbit is potentially delisting all these altcoins. You know, it's really just a matter of time until all this stuff just kind of slaps you in the face, except for decentralized exchanges. That's the one thing that you kind of can't take away. It is that if you're doing L1 swaps where all the assets are in your wallet at all times, that's really the only solution to this stuff.
Did you see, and it could be straight FUD because at this point, I don't know what's real and what's AI generated content. I saw articles about FTX and how it was basically saying like FTX customers were almost going to be made whole based on all the assets that were covered. And then the argument was that because of that, it's going to be like, a boon to a lot of these coins that got completely wrecked because of the FTX, collapse, obviously touching on the FTX coin itself, and some others. I don't know if that was FUD or it was real. And I don't know even if it's real, I don't know if I agree with that thesis that you're going to see these coins like magically moon because these people are being refunded.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
mean,
feel like it's
if
almost like
anything, I would
counter.
think it's the opposite that,
Yeah,
these
exactly.
coins are illiquid right now, but are going to become liquid. This is why LeoDex is so important. And I think, I know that a lot of people look at it and they say, well, it's hard to use, it's hard to understand. I think it's already, I think, a lot easier to use than it was on day one, and it's only going to continue to get easier. I mean, at this point, you basically just connect. Like on day one, we launched with only Keystore. Now there's Keystore, MetaMask, and XDeFi, and then obviously Hive Keychain. So, it's already a lot easier to use. We built a whole new aggregation window that like walks you through the entire swap process. And if anything fails, it retries. So it's technology that we continue to improve, and it's only going to get better. Like I said, I think it's extremely valuable to move a significant amount of trading volume away from centralized exchanges and onto LeoDex. And it's like I said, a true L1 DEX is where you connect your wallets, whatever wallet you use, hardware, MetaMask, XDeFi, Hive Keychain, Keystore, whatever. You connect your wallets, you enter your input, you enter your output, you hit swap, and the assets leave your wallet and then they enter your wallet at the same time. And that is really, the key to decentralized exchanges. And I think this narrative is only going to keep getting bigger and bigger for all altcoins, not just Hive. But obviously, like I said, Hive is local to us. And I've done a lot of research about trading volumes on Hive. And like I said, 100% of Hive trading volume is happening on centralized exchanges. So my goal with LeoDex is to capture 10% of that. That would be something in the range of about $8 million in trading volume per month. So it's really tiny in the broader scheme of things. But yeah, that is my mission for really this year and next, is how can we get that $8 million per month in trading volume, moved off of Binance and moved onto LeoDex's rails. Because it's like, let's say that Upbit does, delist Hive. Now we're basically completely reliant on Binance. So that will be the number one, it already is, but it will be like really the only CEX listing left for Hive. And, Binance, do we really want to sit here and be at Binance's discretion of whether or not they want to keep Hive on there? They already removed HBD. I believe they removed a couple other, pairings that were available. So now it's like Hive USDT, and I'm not even sure if Hive BTC is still there. So, it's just really important to get these other rails set up. I can't stress that enough. And I've been kind of on this soapbox for, like I said, pretty much 4 years now talking about this. And now that LeoDex is live, as of the last kind of 2 months, and the L1 swaps are already available on Maya for Hive. I think that's, now I not only have the thesis to tell people, I actually have the solution to it as well. I've been talking about the problem for long enough, and now the solution is actually available.